Ladies, if you resonate with the enchanting, tempting, confident allure of the SIREN Style Personality, today is your lucky day because we are going to be getting into the energy, the aesthetic of the SIREN Style Personality, also known as the confident, enchanting temptress. So what defines the SIREN Style Personality, the confident, enchanting temptress? She's mysterious, she's alluring, she is a bit of a romantic, she's a little bit edgy, but she is mostly potent in the energy that she emits to the individuals in whom she comes across to. Now, to evoke the energy, the aesthetic of this particular style personality, you want to be very careful that you are keeping the overall visual aesthetic and the style elements of the style personality, if you happen to resonate with the style personality, classy and elegant. Because if you go too extreme with this style personality, it comes off as being a little cheap and too sexy to the point where you are attracting the wrong attention. So if you are a woman who resonates with this particular style personality, you'll want to pay very close attention to the style elements and making sure that you're not going too far left with this particular style personality, because as I just stated, you may come off as being cheap, a little too forward, a little too sexy in the way that you are presenting yourself. Now, as you know, with every style personality, I like to give a little bit of a historical background story on how this particular style personality came to be and why it influences our fashion choices the way that it does. So as I was thinking about the SIREN Style Personality, she's not a part of the 4 core style personalities that I've already covered here on the first edition of the RWS Style Personality Series. If you are into Greek mythology, which I am, you know, in Greek mythology, sirens and mermaids are often depicted as these beautiful mythical creatures who are mysterious, they're alluring, they're captivating. When they sing to you, it is as if you are under hypnosis, as if you are mesmerized by their energy. When you come across a mermaid or a siren in mythical stories, it is said that when they lay eyes on you, you have no option but to be captivated by their beauty. There's just something very mysterious, very tempting, and very enchanting about the siren. Now, you may be familiar with popular movies and TV series such as the actual SIREN TV series that was a Disney Plus show, and I'm so upset because they canceled it, and I absolutely love that show. If you haven't watched it, you should check it out. Other movies such as the movie Splash with Daryl Hannah, that was a popular movie back in the day. So as you can see, these visual representations of magical, enchanting, beautiful, alluring sirens, mermaids, and nymphs have been a defining figure within the realm of pop culture and has permeated throughout the years as we know it to become the SIREN Style Personality, which is often referenced as being the sexy, sometimes romantic, sometimes dramatic element of the siren woman of style. Now, I want to highlight a specific starlet from the silent film era, and that is Theda Bara. Now, Theda Bara is known as the first official SIREN Style Personality. She was marketed, promoted as being a dark feminine woman of style who definitely channeled the siren energy quite beautifully. Now, Theda Bara got her start in Hollywood doing silent film movies, as you may or may not know. Now, I became familiar with Theda Bara during the shutdown, and everyone was home, and I just kind of fell into this deep hole of watching vintage old Hollywood starlets and their whole background story, and that's how I came to know Theda Bara. Now, Theda Bara was known as the first sex symbol. She was, as I mentioned before, promoted as a more darker, vampish SIREN style personality in Hollywood starlet. She got her first start in the movie A Fool There Was in 1915. Now, her signature style, or what she was known for within Hollywood during this era of the 1920s, is more so for her dark, mystical visual features and being typecasted as a femme fatale. Now, Theda was known for her Medusa, goddess-like, curly, dark hair, her beautiful, dark set eyes, and her dark red lips, in which she did her own makeup herself for the films that she was casted for. Now, Theda was also very well known for having a Rubenesque body shape, so she was more on the voluptuous side rather than the typical Marlene Dietrich and those sort of Hollywood starlets that were very much model type body shapes. Theda was the first, I want to say, Marilyn Monroe, but on the darker mystical end, where I feel that Marilyn was more on the angelic, ethereal end of being a siren woman of style. Then there was the beautiful, captivating Dorothy Dandridge. Now, Dorothy Dandridge is right up there with Marilyn Monroe for me. As an African-American actress and singer, she captivated her audiences just as equally as Marilyn Monroe has done as well. Dorothy Dandridge is known for her Academy-winning role in the movie Carmen Jones, which is a must-see if you are into old Hollywood glamour and the whole siren aesthetic. She definitely channels the darker feminine energy of this particular style personality. Now, Dorothy Dandridge is known for her beautifully tailored evening gowns that are very much tapping into the energy of the SIREN style personality. She had a beautiful face. She knew exactly how to work a camera, and her makeup was always flawless, never overdone, and she was extremely elegant and classy while channeling the SIREN style personality. Some of Dorothy Dandridge's signature style elements for this particular SIREN style personality, as I mentioned before, form-fitting gowns, sophisticated silhouettes. Now, if you remember at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that you have to be very careful when channeling the energy of this particular style personality, because if you lean too far left with this style personality, it comes off as being a little cheap looking and you may attract the wrong attention. Versus if you are balanced in how you are channeling the energy, the aesthetic of this particular style personality, you will definitely emit a confident, alluring, feminine energy that is very elegant, very classy, and also very romantic. Now, Dorothy Dandridge is known for her luxurious fabrics. So if you look at some of her vintage photos, you will notice that she was very favorable of soft draping, beautiful premium silks and satins and chiffons, which was all the rage back in the golden Hollywood era for many of the starlets. And you will also notice that, like Marilyn, Dorothy also gravitated towards sequins and beading on her gowns as well. Very intricately done, very elegant. And other signature style elements of Dorothy Dandridge for this particular style personality are gravitating toward jewel-toned, romantic pastel colors such as lilacs and pinks and crisp whites, and also bold colors such as emerald greens and reds and burgundies and sapphire blues. These are all signature colors that are very much resonant with the SIREN style personality. Now, looking at the beautiful Marilyn Monroe, she too also gravitated towards sweetheart neckline, body-hugging silhouettes to further accentuate her beautiful curvy figure 8 physique. Marilyn was also known for wearing a really good cashmere sweater or cardigan with a cute pair of fitted capri pants. She was quite the girl next door, but with a little bit of hint of the romantic siren energy mixed in with her beautiful, elegant energy as a SIREN style personality. And I don't think there is anyone besides Dorothy Dandridge, I would say, who could wear a gold sequins dress as well as Marilyn Monroe has done in the past, especially when she sang the notorious Happy Birthday song for John F. Kennedy. That was a huge scandal back in the day, but we can definitely appreciate her style and her ability to channel the siren energy while wearing that particular dress. She looked confident. She was most definitely very tempting and also very enchanting, which got JFK in a little bit of trouble after that particular birthday tribute. Now let's move on to other actresses of the 30s and 50s, such as the gorgeous Josephine Baker. Now, Josephine Baker, she is such an icon to me in terms of her personal style and her career. Again, unfortunately, if you get into her backstory, it did not end, her life did not end that well, but the span of her career, especially when she was at the height of her career, this woman was simply amazing. So Josephine Baker's story is one of courage. She left America. She was American born, and she left America for more opportunities in France, where her career just took off and she became this major icon in the entertainment industry. Josephine also embraced the whole flapper aesthetic and lifestyle. If you are familiar with Josephine Baker, she is known for her beautiful, captivating eyes, her beautiful dark brown mocha skin complexion, her short, coiffed, perfectly groomed haircut, and she was also known for her fringe outfits, her famous banana skirt, and just channeling the overall flapper aesthetic, which was definitely in line of that time period with the SIREN style personality as well. I would consider her to also channel a little bit of the artistic, dramatic woman of style. If you haven't checked out that particular style personality, I'll link to it up here. But definitely she was an avant-garde enthusiast. She was well known for her incorporation of dramatic, bold accessories matched with luxurious materials of silk and satin and sequins and beading, and bringing it all together to make her signature SIREN style personality work for her career during that time in history. Then we see the emergence of the old Hollywood glamour really take off between the 1930s and the 1950s, featuring such beautiful actresses as Rita Hayworth, Jean Harlow, and Marlene Dietrich. Now, these actresses are defining style icons that channel the SIREN style personality quite beautifully in their own unique way. They often wore form-fitting gowns, decadent sequins, beading, satin and silk, those sort of intricate designs of the time are definitely signature to these actresses and singers. So these vintage Hollywood starlets we will be taking a closer look at later on in this particular style personality. But for now, I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of the energy and aesthetic of what the SIREN Style Personality is all about and the roots and foundations of where this style personality emerged from. Now, during the post-war years between 1950 and 1960s, we also are introduced to the lovely European beauties such as Sophia Loren and Brigitte Gardot. Now, these beautiful women brought more of a mystical, curvy, romantic, confident, alluring energy to the SIREN Style Personality. Their signature style elements for this particular style personality, if we're looking at makeup, are the cat eyes, which are one of my favorites to channelize when I'm doing my own makeup from time to time. The gorgeous, soft, romantic focus on their lips. I know Sophia Loren is very much known for her soft pink lips. And these two women are also known for their voluptuous hairstyles and the wide headband that was also adapted into the SIREN Style Personality as well. So again, as we move forward into the rest of this video, as I always do, we'll be comparing the vintage icons of the SIREN Style Personality, and then we will see how it has somewhat evolved into the contemporary modern day icons of the SIREN Style Personality. So let's move forward and look at some of the particular signature style elements of this style. So when we think about signature style elements of the confident, tempting enchantress, also known as the SIREN Style Personality, these women, if you happen to resonate with this style personality, will feel most comfortable and tend to gravitate towards form-fitting clothing and silhouettes that accentuate their curvy physique. If you are a woman who resonates with this style personality, you don't feel quite comfortable in loose-fitting casual clothing, there has to be some element of your personal style that is slightly fitted, that is elegantly accentuating your upper or lower body. Now, deep cut necklines, sweetheart necklines, soft draping that accentuates your bust area or that may accentuate your beautifully curved hips works quite well with this particular style personality. And in the new year, I will be doing a whole new series on body types and what body types work well with different style personalities. Now, it's not to say that a specific body type is etched in stone to work well with a particular style personality, but it's more or less of a guide to help you evoke the style personality of your choice that is going to complement your physique. So other style elements of this particular style personality include luxurious fabrics, as I mentioned before, such as silk, satin, velvet, lace. Those sort of decadent fabrics work quite beautifully with this particular style personality. Cashmere sweaters, cashmere cardigans are all signature style elements that are definitely associated with the SIREN Style Personality. Also, you will be drawn to shimmer and metallics and sequins and beading of the highest quality, not the cheap everyday sequins that you can get in your run-of-the-mill shopping store. These are sequins and beading that is very intricate. There's a little bit of a theatrical look and feel to these particular elements of this SIREN Style Personality. Now, when we talk about color for this style personality, if you have been watching the Style Personality series from day one, you will know that I always put emphasis on knowing your color branding palette. That is the first pillar of pulling together your personal brand from a visual perspective. Color is the anchor of your style personality, or evoking or activating the energy of your particular style personality. If you do not have the right color palette for who you are during this journey of your style evolution, and the colors that you wear are off, or they are not in alignment with where you are in your life, both personally and professionally, you are definitely going to feel like something is misaligned with the way that you are showing up visually through your personal style. So if you have not watched my free color branding series, the first edition of it, please go back and check out that in the playlist after you finish watching today's style personality, because it is going to be a game changer for you in terms of how you pull your outfits together, utilizing your anchor, your power, and your accent colors and your statement colors. And I get into all of that in this free mini series. So if you haven't checked out the color branding series, I will link to it below in the description notes. So please keep that in mind when you are channelizing, evoking the energy of these style personalities that you may resonate with. So traditional classic signature colors of the SIREN Style Personality, as I mentioned before, include decadent jewel tone bold colors. So classic black, crimson red, elegant sapphire blues, emerald greens, canary yellows, beautiful magenta pinks, deep burgundy, wine colors, royal purple. These are all classic signature colors that work quite beautifully with the SIREN Style Personality. Then you have your traditional signature pastel colors such as soft blues and classic soft pink, cream colors, soft brown, soft creamy mushroom colors. These sort of gorgeous classic pastel colors work quite beautifully with this particular style personality as well. The SIREN Style Personality is also closely related to the romantic woman of style. If you haven't checked out that video, I will link to that video as well. The two style personalities work quite beautifully together if you happen to lean more towards the softer romantic elements of this particular style personality, and if you are leaning more towards the edgy, darker aspect of this style personality, you will mostly resonate with the darker, bold, jewel tone colors, and those colors also show up in the signature style elements of the dramatic woman.